Everybody, it's Jen coming to you today with a kind of an overall astro energy update, just because I feel that November is going to be really strong energy. But also, like, the one thing that I want to say is remember that all of this is really, I mean, honestly, even though it's kind of tumultuous and kind of hard to go through, it really is for our highest and best interest. So if you're doing your spiritual work, if you're doing the deep dives into your own shadows, especially being in Scorpio right now, then it's really going to help you grow very quickly and very deeply, and really give profound shifts if you're ready for it. So one of the things that's been coming up over the last few days is it's not the end of days, it's just the end of what you've known up until now. And like, this is the point where it is clear that everything is not what you've known up till now. Okay, today is November 1st. And it's really interesting. This morning, I felt like it was a really great time to sage the entire house and, well, camper. You guys all know I live in an RV, but we call it our house. So because we live in it. So I did sage everything. So for those of you that do get the smells, it was white sage. And I also have my favorite blend, which is peppermint and eucalyptus, because it really does bring in new energy. Okay, so I hope that this is working because it keeps like coming in and out on the recording, and I don't know I don't know if it's Wi-Fi or what. Anyway, so what I was saying about the essential oils is that they really bring in new energy. So if you guys don't have the essential oil power blend PDF thing, just message me and let me know and I will get that to you. Okay, so for those of you that smell whenever, because a lot of times there's some of the people on here that smell the whatever I'm burning. So the sage is out, but I did have sage on, and now the essential oils are going. So that being said, as we move into this new energy, I really do feel like today, the first, would be a really good time to reset the intentions. I know we normally do that with like the moon cycle, the new moon, but I would say start with it now. And we're coming to the end of Mercury retrograde shadow. So we know that Mercury retrograde is done, but there's always that 2 weeks after where we still feel the energy. So that's going to be clearing up over today and tomorrow. November 4th is the new moon and it's in Scorpio. So remember that whenever we're in the quote unquote Scorpio season, or like we were just in Libra season, what that means is the part of the zodiac that we're moving through, which is part of the sky. And as we move, that's how the stars, as we shift, as we rotate, the energy from the stars and the planets shift. So we're now in Scorpio season, and Scorpio is all about diving deep into whatever it is. And I don't want to say diving deep into the darkness, because that sounds so ominous, but it's really not. It's just diving deep. And I feel like for a personal aspect of this right now is really diving deep into your own feelings and your own emotions. Like yesterday I was drawn to the idea that I used to teach an embodied grace lifestyle program, which was, it feels like 100 years ago, but I think it was more like 5 years ago, was feeling the feels. Like, you have to feel your feelings. You have to feel your emotions. You can't bypass those. And it's not a bad thing, but it's about bringing a new awareness and understanding to why you're feeling those emotions, right? Sometimes you don't even need to know why, but sometimes it's just the acknowledgement that I feel sad, or I feel angry, or I feel upset, or I feel flustered, or I feel like I've been stabbed in the back, or whatever the feelings and the emotions are. And then figuring out a way to process and clear that by saying, and sometimes it's just a matter of acknowledging it. And you'll be like, oh, well, of course, I had absolutely every right to feel that way. No wonder. And then you can let it go and move on, right? Sometimes you have to go way in deeper and journal it out, feel into it. I mean, with this being Scorpio, this really could be where some people have their, dark night of the soul type moment, which sounds again so ominous, but it is one of the most freeing things when you really go into the depth of your emotions and your feelings. It really allows for huge transformation. on the other side. Now, that being said, you guys, I'm not even talking about any of the squares or oppositions. There's so much astrology in this. I'm just going to hit the highlights and give you the overall feeling of what's going on energetically as we move through this month. Because again, for those of you that are new, these are never about anything other than like a weather report saying it might rain. You may want a raincoat, right? So, or it's going to be super sunny. You need to wear, to have your sunscreen handy or whatever it is, wear a hat, whatever it is that you do. But so this is just about giving you an overall idea of how the energy is going to feel as we move through the month. And it is like boom, 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 like almost every day in November, it seems like has something going on. So the new moon is in Scorpio on the 4th. Now, remember, again, within the moon cycles, we feel that a couple days ahead and a couple days after. So you may be feeling that already. November 6th, we have like a stellium of Scorpio stellium. So again, that's really diving into transformation. And what this is allowing us to do, you guys, is really to completely get in alignment with our true authenticity. Okay. That's kind of the overall energy here. Now, a stellium, just for those of you that are not familiar with this, is anytime we have three planets in the same sign. So that it makes like this powerhouse because they're all clustered into a certain sign and the energies there are powerful. Now, again, remember, there's a lot of oppositions going on and some squares with some of the bigger planets. So huge, huge possibilities here for transformation. But anytime we have a square or an opposition, it sounds like what it is. Like when you square off with somebody, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna fight to the end kind of thing. Or when you're in an opposition, you really are hard coming against whatever the opposite side is. So know that kind of is that's really the overall. There's going to be a lot of oppositions and a lot of squaring off, so to speak, throughout this month. But again, it's meant for our higher transformation. So the more we can be in our own authenticity, the better that's going to be for us. And this is going to give us opportunities to really look at where are we still kind of on the fence. I feel like that's really what this is going to be. Now, 11/11, we've talked about these portals. Every month has a portal, but 11/11, all of the dates since August 8th. So 8/8 is the Lion's Gate. Again, that happens every year, just like January 1st, February 2nd. Like all of those are really interesting, energetic days. But 11/11, especially in this extreme energy that we have, is a really powerful gateway. And what I got for this was the way showers are now called into higher service. So those of us on this call, we've talked about this. I even mentioned this in the last channeled message that I did about how we're being called into higher service. And this is about moving on and rising above